Hi, in this video I'm going to show you what I pack in my 24-hour emergency backpack. Now this isn't the kind of backpack that's going to get you through a zombie apocalypse, but it is going to make any delay in getting home that little bit easier. Whether it be you're stuck in really heavy traffic due to really bad weather, whether it be you lose your keys and you have to stay at a friend's house or get a hotel. Either way, you'll be glad to have some of this equipment. Now, with the help from the good people at militaryfirst.co.uk, I've selected a few items that you can find on their website, and I've included any links necessary in the descriptions box below. For my 24-hour emergency backpack, I like to use the Helikon Raccoon Mk2 backpack. I feel as though it's perfectly suited for my needs. Once the bag's empty, we'll have a look at it in a closer detail. I'm now going to start to show you what I carry in my 24-hour emergency backpack. Everything that comes out of the bag, I'm not taking out in any particular order, not the order of importance or anything like that, just how it's packed. So let's start on the outside then. Firstly, I like to carry a little umbrella. I like to carry an umbrella because sometimes it's raining hard enough where you don't want to get too wet, but you don't want to break out your big waterproof equipment. You don't want to put your waterproof trousers on or your waterproof jacket on, or you don't want to pull the poncho out. But you're going to be in it long enough to warrant keeping dry in some way, shape or form. So that's where the umbrella comes in. I have this tiny little small one. I think I picked it up a long time ago in like a tourist type shop at an airport. You know, just it wasn't expensive, but it's just something small enough to kind of keep on the side of the bag. Comes in its own little case and it tucks away quite nicely. I think what actually sold this to me was the fact that when you undo this and press this button, it fires itself open automatically. You don't need to be that extravagant, but that's how this one was sold to me, so that's why I keep it handy. Next then, a multi-tool, which I keep strapped to the molly webbing on the side of the backpack. It's nice and accessible even when I'm wearing the backpack. If you choose to carry a knife or a multi-tool, firstly just make yourself aware of any laws in your area. This is a 24-hour emergency bag. If you need a Leatherman or a Gerber, a multi-tool of that description, it's worth having. This isn't the bag for a machete or a zombie killing knife. That's for another day, I suppose. Just make sure you're not going to be carrying something that is going to get you into trouble if you're stopped. So on the opposite side then, is where I keep my jacket. If I'm not wearing my jacket, then I keep it strapped to the backpack. Again, the compression straps on the side allow it to be held in place very easily. This is the jacket I wear every single day, and if I'm not wearing it, it's strapped to the side of my 24-hour emergency bag. It's a Helikon Gunfighter jacket, and I absolutely love it. It's a great jacket. It's the second one that I've owned, and I'll definitely buy it again. It's got plenty of pockets. It's waterproof and it's windproof. It's just fantastic. I do all of my outdoor activities in this jacket and all of my work. So I really have no complaints with that at all. I think the next one I'm going to buy is going to be a black one. I've had a black one before. This was definitely a change of colour scheme for me, but it's grown on me now, so I'm alright. Right here on the front is the emergency whistle. It's easy to see and quick access. The Helikon emergency whistle is a great bit of kit to have. It's bright orange, so it's going to be easy to locate whether you put it in your bag, on the side of your bag, if you wear it around your neck using the lanyard here. It's going to be fantastic for attracting attention should you need it. Blowing a whistle, a loud whistle at that, is going to be much better than shouting for attention. Also on the front of the bag, I keep another watch. Now, I tend to always wear a watch, but should I be caught in an emergency and for whatever reason I wasn't wearing a watch that day, at least I know I'll always have one on my 24-hour bag. If you don't wear a watch when you're going about your daily business, I really suggest you do put one in your 24-hour emergency bag. The reason for that is, if you don't know the time, it can become quite disorientating. It's nice to be able to put in a time, you know, I am here, it is this time, I need to be there, it'll be that time. It's always a good thing to know the time. So let's go ahead and open the bag up. The front pouch can be easily accessed. You can undo the compression straps if need be. Not necessary if you're just getting little bits out, but for the purpose of today, we will completely open it. First thing is a peaked cap. I like to always bring along a peaked cap. They've got multiple uses. The first and obvious one is to keep the sun out of your eyes. The second, less obvious one, but equally as important, is if it's raining, it can keep the rain out of your eyes. Sometimes it's just nice to pop a hat on and not have to worry about getting your umbrella out or your waterproof jacket out or your poncho out or anything like that. It's just a quick fix. So hopefully you'll be able to see inside here that it's quite nice and organised. You know, there's enough little pockets and enough space in here to keep some of the essentials. So why don't we start with the paracord. Paracord must have over 101 uses. It's great to carry around for things like if you hurt your arm, you could make a sling. If you hurt your leg, you could splint a piece of wood to it. If you've gone to IKEA and you've bought far too much flat pack furniture, then you can tie your boot lid closed. There you go, paracord. It does it all. Next to that, I keep 4 Cyalumes. You might also know these by glow sticks. Glow sticks are a great idea to carry. They're going to last a long time when you break them. It's going to save you keeping your torch illuminated all the time. Let's just say you're stuck in your car, but you're a little bit afraid of the dark. Crack one of these, it's going to be 12 hours worth of light instead of rinsing your torch batteries. Maybe strap one to the outside of the car if you needed to draw attention. Again, if you're walking along a dark road because your car's run out of fuel and you're heading to a fuel station or an emergency phone, crack one of these and stick it in your backpack, and any cars that are passing are going to see you and not knock you over. They may be even willing to stop and give you a lift to wherever you're going. Now these are really easy to use. Clear these ones out the road and you can see inside it's just liquid. And there's something to break in there. And all we're going to do is give it a break, give it a little shake. And there he goes, good for 12 hours. We'll knock the lights out so you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like in the dark, if the camera will pick it up. Next to come out is a little bit of currency. I like to keep a few notes and also some change. There's no hard and fast rule to how much money you should be carrying around. You'll know best where you're going, where you're traveling, and how much things will cost and how much you should probably be taking with you in case you lose your card or your main wallet or whatever. I like to carry a few notes and also a few coins. The coins in case I need to use a payphone or a vending machine that doesn't accept the notes. I like to tape my coins up just like I like to tape my batteries up. Stops them rattling around. You may want to use like a fancy money clip and coin holder. Absolutely up to you. This is just a simple method that works for me. Next is the fairly obvious torch and spare batteries. This is the first tactical medium duty light. It has two power modes, a low setting and a high setting. The high setting puts out about 274 lumens, good for lighting up to about 130 meters or so. I really like this torch. It's not massive, but does kick out a lot of power for its size. It runs on two AA batteries. The spare batteries, which are taped together, that's handy because it means they don't rattle around in your bag. When you go to grab your spares, they're right there together and not at opposite ends of the bag. Now the torch itself has an oversized clip there for clipping into your bag or onto the side of your trousers or whatever. It's got a great design whereby these little knurls here stop it from rolling away from you. It's not going to go anywhere if you put it down. I also like the interchangeable bezel. You can take this flat bezel off and you can put yourself on a crown bezel, which is obviously designed for self-defense. Another great thing, what I like about this torch, and it helps me make my decision in most torches that I buy, is the position of the on-off switch on the end cap. The reason I like this is because you always know where it is. I want it on and off. Unlike torches that have the on-off button around here, you may pick it up in the dark and you're searching, is it further back, is it further forward, which side's it on? No, it's on the back and you always know where it's going to be. That's the first tactical medium duty light. Also in this front pouch, on a little key ring, I keep a spare front door key. You never know, you may either lose your keys or become separated from your keys for whatever reason. It might be good to have a spare. Another alternative would be to hide the key on your property, whether it be under a rock or one of those fake rocks, a known hiding place, or you can get little safes that are on the side of your house. Either way, a spare key somewhere could come in handy. Also in the front here, I've got 2 bottles of water and some snacks. I always carry some water and I always carry a couple of little snacks. The water is important. We need water to live. The snacks, they're more of a morale boost. Bearing in mind that this is just a 24-hour emergency bag, you will probably survive if you don't eat. But it's nice to have a bit of morale. So saying that, my top tip is to pack things that you actually like. Don't pack an energy bar if you don't like energy bars because you think that'll give me the energy that I need. This should only be a 24-hour thing. So pack yourself some chocolate biscuits. If you like cereal bars, pack yourself some cereal bars. Pack yourself some crisps. When thinking about water and food, bearing in mind how long your bag may sit around for. If you take charge and look at your bag once every 3 to 4 days, then by all means, fill your bottles up for the tap and put slightly more perishable food in your little container. If you want to kind of put it away and forget about it for a month or 2 months on end, then I would always recommend sealed water. That way you're not going to get anything growing in it. You know, this is going to be good according to the labels on here till 2020. It's 2018 now, so You know, if I forget about it for a year and a half, I'm still going to be all right. Same goes for these kind of things. The dates are well ahead. Not something that I'm going to have to think on week by week and think, I need to change that. I need to change that or whatever. It's kind of, I put it in there and I forget about it. And then the next time I renew the bag and I look at what seasons when I need to change my clothes that I'm carrying or whatever, I can then have a bit of a change around in what food and water that I'm carrying. Again, in the summer, you might want to carry more water. Just whatever your bag will allow. Okay. So zipping that back up, we'll move into the main portion of the bag. So in the first pouch is where I keep my notepad and my pen. A notebook and pen is something that I've carried around since the day I joined the army. They always tell you, keep it in your top left pocket. Now I don't have a top left pocket anymore, but I do have a 24-hour emergency bag, and that's where I keep my notebook and pen. Sometimes it's hard to think why you might need a notebook and pen in an emergency. It could just be to quickly jot down a registration plate that you need to take. It could be to write down some directions that someone has given you, or you're giving directions to somebody who is having their own emergency. Jot it down, give them the page, they're good to go. This MIL-TEC notebook is fantastic. It's a great size. Any smaller and it would be difficult to get any information on the page. Any bigger and it's going to be too difficult to be carrying around. It's got a Cordura front here with pockets inside. Maybe this would also be a good place to keep your money or something like that. Also, it has some little elasticated loops to keep your pens. Now I choose to use a tactical pen. Again, has a clip to keep it in place. They just use standard Parker refills, and this one particular has a toughened end piece for breaking glass should you need to break glass in an emergency. Also in here, quite close to the top, is my gloves, my hat, and my Shemagh. Always keep some warm kit handy. A hat, some gloves, and maybe a Shemagh. The Shemagh's good because you can use it as a scarf, or you can put it over your face if the winds are really battering. Gloves is kind of obvious, you know. Great if you're just feeling the nip during the day, and you can pull these out and pop them on, keep your hands warm. Or if you've got to spend the night in your car, just that extra layer on your hands and definitely on your head to keep your heat in. Hat and gloves are something that I'd probably never be without, especially living in England, even in the summer. We have a small and basic first aid kit. This little first aid kit is made by Pentagon. It's a good little kit. I opted for the red version because it's easy to see. Kind of red makes you think of an emergency. As much as I like the tactical side of things, the olive drabs and all that kind of stuff, I just feel this should be visible. So I keep mine on the inside of my bag, but you can keep it on the outside of your bag because it does have extra straps on the outside there. It'll be all right on the outside because you can see all of the zips are waterproof style. So again, if it rains, all of your first aid gear inside isn't going to get soaked through. Opening the little kit, the first thing that pops out is a selection of bandages. Also some hand cleaning wipes. A decent selection of plasters there. And a wound pad. We also have some rubber gloves, a larger plaster. And in here we've got a set of snips, some bandage tape and some safety pins. There's even some elasticated pockets here if you want to put some of your own bits and bobs in there, whether they're needles or anything like that. You've got a little bit of room left over. Also in here, in this little zip part here, there's two of them, one, and there's your second one too. Is like a little mouth seal for when you want to do mouth to mouth on somebody. If you don't want to give them the kiss of life and touch the lips exactly, this bit goes over the face and you blow into the little blue mouthpiece there. So that there is a basic first aid kit, and really that is all that we will hopefully need for a 24-hour emergency bag. If you're in any deeper than what this can do, then it's not going to be a good day for you. We have a poncho that comes in its own little bag. This poncho by Helikon is super lightweight and really quick drying. The idea of a poncho is you pull it over and it covers you entirely. This one has poppers that run down the side to form sleeves so that you can still go about your tasks. The great thing about a poncho is that it can also be turned into a shelter. Not so important in this version of our 24-hour emergency bag, but maybe for another video and another time we can go through the pros and cons of using your poncho as a shelter. Also in the main compartment is where I would keep my change of clothes. Now I keep these in its own separate little bag just in case for whatever reason this bag gets wet, heavy rain or whatever. The last thing you want is your spare clothes also becoming wet through. So these just stay folded up in this little waterproof bag. You can use a plastic carrier bag if you want, or a dedicated dry bag. Either way, I would definitely recommend putting them in a separate bag. So in this little bundle then, I've got a spare t-shirt. Now, you may need to review this come the seasons. In the summer, a t-shirt might be fine. In the winter, you might want to think of some thermal gear in here. Whatever, you know what you're going to need. So renew when you need to renew. Also in here, we've got a decent pair of socks and some spare underwear. And my change of pants are my good old favourite Helikon UTPs. I'm wearing some now and I always keep some spare. These are definitely the pants to wear. I've done a review on these pants too, something I will leave in the description box below so that you can go and check that out anytime you like. So there we have it. Very simple and quick change of clothes. And last, but by no means least, right at the bottom of this bag, kind of wedged in a little bit, is my ablutions. Ablutions is just my toiletries. So this is my ablutions bag. A bag that keeps basic toiletries in. Just opening it up and you can see it has a few different compartments in there. The bottom one, I keep some baby wipes in. The middle one, I've got some shower gel and some hair gel. In this top one, I keep some extra tablets that don't keep in my first aid kit. I always feel this bag is a better place to keep your personal medication and extra tablets and stuff like that. Keep your first aid kit separate for basic cuts and all that kind of stuff. I mean, by all means, put some extra plasters and bits and bobs in your ablutions. They'll not go wrong, but personal meds should probably be in here. More space to carry them too. Also got some deodorant or a shower in a can, your toothbrush and some toothpaste. Again, that's just very basic, that's all I would need. just in case, you know, you don't make it home, just being able to brush your teeth and have a bit of a wash and spray some deodorant, it's amazing how much better that can make you feel. So there you have it. All of my equipment for a 24-hour emergency can be housed inside the Helikon Raccoon Mk2 backpack. It is just the perfect size. It's not too big and it's not too small. Starting on the outside, you can see that it's got plenty of MOLLE webbing straps. I had my watch and my whistle attached to the front here and my knife pouch on the side. You can mix it up, you can have it any way you want. I had my jacket on the side here in these compression straps. Now, if you need to take it off but you need to move quickly, you can use this bungee cord here, shove your jacket in there, tighten it up, bring it down like that, and you're good to move fairly quickly if you don't have time to make everything nice and neat. It also has some more compression straps down on the bottom here, so you could carry your jacket on the bottom or some other things. Okay, great stuff. And these particular straps on the side here unclip like this to allow access into the bag. So moving into the bag then, in our first and front pouch, it goes all the way to the bottom of the bag, and it has a mesh pocket here, pen pocket, and another 2 good deep pockets. It also has a place to hang your keys. It also houses something that I completely forgot to take out, and that was my emergency reflective blanket. So there you go, that's where I keep him. Moving on into the main compartment. So you've got your main compartment, which is fairly deep. This is where I kept my notepad, up in this mesh pocket at the front. And you can, if you're into keeping your water in a bladder system, you can pop your water bladder into here, tighten it down, and if you can see this, there is a place for your drinking tube to come through, and then that can obviously feed through onto the straps and clip wherever you clip it. Now, the back is padded, it's comfortable to wear. It does have a adjustable chest harness. It does also come with a waist piece. Now, for a bag this small, I would never use the waist piece, so I tend to take it off. But you can put it on, you can keep it there if you like. I just find that to get in the way. It's also got a really sturdy handle. If you don't have time to sling it on your back and you just need to pick it up and go, that handle is good and strong. You're not going to have any issues with that whatsoever. So there you have it. That's my 24-hour emergency backpack. Just remember, these bags are personal to you. You may feel additional items are going to be more helpful. Like, let's say, for instance, you work in dress shoes or heels. You might want to include some footwear that's going to allow you to walk longer distances. These bags will always evolve. You might not get it right the first time round, but you will take items away and add new items as you feel you need them, and you'll pack your bag better and better each time. So I hope that you've at least gained some information from this video. Any comments or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. Please give the video a thumbs up, I'd appreciate that. And also subscribe to my channel, because I think next time what I might do is the full fat version of this bag. A bag that is going to help you survive maybe a couple of days in the wilderness. Until then, see you later.